Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you for joining me on another Man Talk. The last Man Talk inspired another thought, and I did it for the Empress Club. And I'm going to do it for you, gentlemen, now. And what came to mind when I was telling you about what I was talking about, why the divine, being on the divine frequency is so important, is because I want something, but I don't actually have the means in my hands. But I'm not focusing on not having the means in my hands. I'm focusing on what I want. Anyway, yes, and I said there's the reality and then there's what I want. Now, I had a teacher in junior high school who had told me that sometimes you have to close your eyes so that you can see. And gentlemen, this is one time. And I know this because I've been doing it a long time, from I was 12 years old, and I'm 46. I close my eyes so that I can see. Especially, see, I'm talking because I have a lot of irons in the fire. Some of them didn't pay off, but I'm still working, still getting my hustle on, still doing what I got to do. Because you don't know what is going to work and when it is going to work. So I close my eyes so I can see what I want, because I know that the brain and the mind enlarges what it is focused upon. Yes, the reality is I don't have the actual money in my hands. However, I can focus on that or focus on what I want. And what I want is for me, my family and I to go to Dubai and Singapore over the summer, and they could go to Australia because no one wants to go to Japan. So that's what I'm focusing on, what I want. So now, for me, the divine frequency is what I want. And the opposite, on the lower end of the scale, is the reality. I can focus on either one. Now, the Chinese have a saying that once you make your mind up, how takes care of itself. I never forgot that. Once you make your mind up, how takes care of itself. And don't get me wrong now, I'm not talking about that nonsense Oprah is talking about The Secret, where you sit down and you visualize and you add emotion and all that nonsense to it. That is good. That is true. What Oprah is saying is true. You have to know what you want, clear cut in your mind. And then you must act as if you have it. Because remember, your mind can be tricked. That's another story for another time. But anyway, we're focusing on closing your eyes so that you can see. How you cannot allow reality to stop you from vibrating on the divine frequency. So, I can do one or two things: accept reality, or I can close my eyes so that I can see. And I focus on what I want. And guess what? I learned this from Julia Cameron. She's in the book list. And along with Barbara Sher, they're in the book list, gentlemen. You've got a lot of reading to do. There's a lot of learning to do. You're going to be on a higher level, and at that higher level comes at a price, and that is to know. You cannot be ignorant and be on a high level. But you can, but then you'll be doing things unknowingly. And there's a big difference between doing things knowingly and unknowingly. Anyway, because I made my choice, I made my mind up, like the Chinese said, and I focus on what I want. I made my mind up that my family and I, we're going to Dubai and Singapore for the summer. And remember, Julia Cameron and Barbara Sher admonishes us to do something, no matter how small. So guess what I do? The same thing I'm recording on. I went online and checked out all the places to go in Dubai, all the hotels to stay at, and Singapore. And I really want to go to Singapore because of Hitman, Agent 47. It's beautiful. And the pool that they made that spans the 3 hotels. I want to go there. Anywho, long story short, now, what I could do is my research and my homework. So guess what? The fact that I don't have the money goes out the window because my mind is focused on what I can control. And as the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi, let me focus my mind on what I can control. What I can control is doing my research and doing my homework. So there's lots of places in Dubai I want to go. And now I'm going over the list of things to do. And because children are coming, I got them involved. Now they don't know that they're going. They don't know that I don't have the money to go even though I want to go. It doesn't matter. I'm teaching them the very same thing I'm teaching you. So my nephew found you could go like how windsurfing on the sand dunes. Never thought of doing that. But that's on the to-do list. There's a lot of stuff on the to-do list. And let me tell you something. It is very energizing to do that. To focus on what you want and not the reality. There's a long list of things I want to do when I go to Dubai. And I've got my nieces and nephews in on it. And they're enjoying it. Now that the exams are over, they're spending more time investing on things they want to do. Some of it I won't mention. I wouldn't say for legal purposes, but just in case. Anyway, long story short, now I'm focusing on Singapore. Now once they're done with Dubai, next week they're going to focus on Singapore. Now I feel energized with all this planning and research and doing my homework. And while I was talking to you about getting on the divine frequency, this came to mind. So I said, all right, I'll share it. Normally I don't tell people what I'm doing, but I'm sharing it to make the point. Only because it's just us. It's between us. And you my mans and them. So I share with you. Because I pointed it out to a couple of my friends, and some who went to school together, been in the same class, and they still don't remember the teacher saying it. And I found that funny because I was in the same class as they were. And I was like, you don't remember her saying that? That you close your eyes so that you can see? See, that's the beauty of being human. Even though we are trapped by our circumstances, our thoughts can help us escape it. Not escape us to not deal with the reality, where you can build your future by focusing on what you want rather than what is actually in front of you. But anyway, gentlemen, it sounds like I'm rambling on. I hope I helped you. Well, anyway, the book list. You're going to have to read Napoleon Hill's work, Ralph Waldo Emerson, Julia Cameron, and Barbara Sher. And of course, watch the Magi's video, Winning Swag, by Warren Lance or Warren B. Gentlemen, that is worth 11 minutes. I've listened to that video at least 1,000 times over the last 9 months. That's why the Magi is my main man. He encapsulated everything all those books have said in 11 minutes. But anyway, gentlemen, check that out. You will be doing not only yourself a favor, you'll be doing your children a favor, your nieces and nephews, your cousins' children, your grandchildren and great-grandchildren a favor by investing in that 11 minutes and reading those books. And by the way, like my teacher told me, and I'll tell you, you cannot say you've read a book unless you've read it 3 times. Anyway, gentlemen, thank you, and I hope I've helped someone be able to see their way out of darkness, to close their eyes so they can see what they want. All right, gentlemen, remember, what you focus on grows, so focus on what you want. All right, goodbye. Thank you for joining me.